What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have the October 2024 GeminiJets releases for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for this, as today we see what GeminiJets has to start off Q4 of 2024. It could be absolutely incredible. They've been on an absolute tear recently when it comes to new releases, so I'm really eager to see what this is all about, and I hope each and every one of you are as well. So without any further delay, we're not going to waste any further time and go ahead and get into it, everyone. Here we go. Starting with October's 1 to 400 releases, we will start with an American Airlines Airbus A321 November 580 uniform whiskey, and this has the America West Heritage paint scheme. So working on finishing up that 321 tear. This was an inevitable release for sure. Just missing US Airways now, so really excited to get the America West, and very timely by GeminiJets to get this all done within a year's time. So huge props to them. This is definitely a very exciting aircraft and a really cool start to the release. This is one of my favorites out of the bunch, so absolutely will be getting it, and it will be great to finish up that heritage fleet along with adding US Airways hopefully in the future from them as well. So definitely really cool to see this, and a really nice start to the release, as it's going to be a very hot seller. So really great to see GeminiJets starting off hot once again. Well, it's going to be broke again, but we'll see what we have throughout the release. So definitely a hot start, there's no doubt about it. Delta A330-300, this is November 829 November whiskey. So as we talked about previously, this is a 1-200 coming to 1-400 as we saw last month. So expected this, and great to see it transpire here. This is a nice one for sure. I think this might be their fourth release of it or so. They're somewhere in that number. So cool to get another Delta 330-300. And again, this will be a quality offering for anybody that hasn't got it yet. So always great to see these re-releases, as they're pretty vital to the health of the 1-400 landscape. Delta CRJ 900 Colors in Motion. That's a kind of surprising one. November 806 Sierra Kilo, or sorry, Sierra Kilo. Yeah. So that's a big surprise. Gemini really hasn't touched much of the retro regional jets at all, so it appears that this is an interest of theirs. Probably will get this. These didn't fly to TUL as much as the 700s and 200s, but it still appeared from time to time. This will definitely be huge for anybody trying to do a throwback MSP, or any model airport of that nature that had this service. So really cool to see that they're going back to some of these aircraft that they never did. They never did a Colors in Motion CRJ 900. I don't think, at least. I might be wrong. Anyway, though, it's really exciting to see some of these aircraft, and I think the selection choice was very good. So that's really cool. I know there's a large demographic for that, so definitely exciting for all those folks, and I am excited to get on the fun as well. So kind of surprised by that. Thought they would stick more towards the mainline throwback aircraft that are a little bit more identifiable, but they're definitely doing a little bit of both, obviously, with the 330 re-release and now the CRJ 900, which, again, I don't believe they ever did. Might be wrong, but regardless, they did do the 200 and 700 of those. So great to complete that pair, and looking forward to getting that and seeing what it's all about. That'll be really, really neat. So definitely a little surprising right there. This has been really great. We're also going to get yet another Emirates Airbus A380-800. This is Alpha 6 Echo Oscar Delta, and I believe this is just a normal one. We don't have a picture. Oops, sorry to reveal the Hawaiian, but anyway, yeah, really cool to see yet another Emirates A380. They're always really exciting to get as many of these as possible, assuming it's standard delivery, which they do a bunch of specials. So always great to balance that with the standard delivery. So definitely a great release right there, and once again will prove powerful for anybody interested. We also have that Hawaiian Airbus A321neo. This is another re-release. This November 208 Hotel Alpha, which I was expecting this to be a big re-release month for the most part, but quite a bit of balance here. So yeah, it's great to see the new aircraft along with the re-releases. I wouldn't be surprised to see United re-release down there. They're on a tear with those. Anyway, so this is this the fourth, or is this the third? I know they've done a handful, but great to see this re-release. This obviously has the updated delivery, of course, with the 321neo. So this is quite an exciting aircraft. Once again, this has been very US heavy, by the way, very US heavy. So yeah, great to see another one. And for anybody that hasn't got a chance to get it yet, this is a great opportunity to do just that. So once again, another very valuable asset here. And again, really cool to see this aircraft getting done. So definitely been on the tear with the re-releases. I'm assuming they'll continue to balance out the fleet. So let's see what our next aircraft's going to be. JetBlue E190. Wow. Okay. 323 Juliet Bravo. They finally chose to do one. This has the Hops tail as well, so that's really cool. No. Wait, time out. I can't. I'm trying to think. Is that Hops? I'm trying to remember which tail that would be. Anyway, though, this is a very cool aircraft. So they've only done two others back in the mid 2010s. They did the Barcode and they did the Blueprint. So great to see this aircraft getting done. I'm kind of on the fence here. I would definitely like to get it, especially considering how cool the 190 is, and there's not many US 190s to get with regards to airlines that fly the aircraft. Breeze is not flying many of them at this point, and then you got JetBlue, and that's about it. So yeah, definitely really cool to see this aircraft getting done. Wish it would have been done a little bit earlier, but still a very cool throwback, and I know many collectors that do a model airport that includes the 190 will be very happy to see this, even with the short amount of time we have left with it. So definitely really cool to see this. And again, this is definitely a very unique release here. Really good variety of, you know, a new aircraft, but also not popular at all. So this is kind of a nice aircraft to, you know, represent that transition era when it obviously is going to get retired. But yeah, maybe just 5 years too late, but still some great value there, and I'm sure many collectors will still be thrilled about it. So definitely will be one of my considering list for sure. Lufthansa A321neo, this is Delta Alpha India Echo Quebec, and this has the 600th Airbus sticker on it, which I think is a really cool special. They definitely did more than just put a sticker on the nose here, so it's pretty cool. So great to see this. A couple of other manufacturers have also done it, so great to see Gemini's take on it here, and always great to get some narrow body European aircraft. It's a big market for them, so this is yet again another very popular release here, and I think this one turned out pretty well, so very cool to see that. It's really nice. And we have a Wild Row, I think that's how it's said, but it's a Dash EQ400. This is another great release. This is Lima November Whiskey Delta Mike. Now, I believe that these are flying actively, which is great. Very cool to see. I don't think another one's been done, so it's great to see here with the updated titles and whatnot. So yeah, great looking aircraft right here. I'm sure it will be very popular among those collectors. So definitely some good diversity. This really started US heavy, so great to have some variety down the stretch here. And I think that one will prove popular here in the 1:400 scale, which that is it for the 1:400s. I'm sure we're going to have a max, but definitely a really solid release. There are some really great noteworthy takeaways, and I think there's a plane for everybody, which sometimes I think for these lighter sets, that's really important. But even 3 years ago or 4 years ago, this would have been the best of the best, and this is, you could argue, middle of the pack to upper. So very impressive here. We'll have more thoughts on that in a moment, but let's go ahead and get into our Gemini Max as expected. And this one's going to be the C5 Galaxy for Lackland. That's pretty cool. They don't do many Lackland aircraft. I'm assuming this is a Texas Air Force base, judging by the flag here. So yeah, that's a cool aircraft. Still really want to get a C5. I'm sure an opportunity will present itself soon, but yeah, that's a really great release right here, and definitely a quality offering here from Gemini. So very happy with that release. The more C5s, the better. They're great planes. Let's go ahead and jump into the 1-200 releases for October and see what we got. We'll have some coming from 400, and we'll also have some new ones. So let's take a look. We'll start right here with the Air Canada 7673 Freighter, Charlie Golf X-Ray Hotel Mike. That's a very cool release. These are getting really popular. They're flying them to a bunch of different cities across Canada, United States, and beyond. So another cool release, and I really like the emphasis on these cargo planes. It's definitely helpful, and Gemini's variety has been immense. So great release right there with the Air Canada Cargo. That's very nice. We also have the flaps, this is going to be actually the interactive series. So they did a standard and an interactive. I think typically they only will do either a standard or interactive. Typically they don't do both at once. So yeah, that's really cool that they're doing both here. And again, it gives great flexibility to the collector, whether they want the interactive or they want the standard. So definitely a big fan of that, getting them both out now, and that's pretty helpful. So that's a really nice variety there for those two. That's really cool. We have an Alaska 737 MAX 8. This is that standard delivery that we saw 2 months ago now, so a little behind, but that's perfectly fine. So great to see this one. It will be a great price on the Alaska Company Store of $40.00, so that will be quite helpful. So great to see. Saw my first one in Orlando the other day, so definitely great to see this aircraft going strong. They look pretty nice, so they'll be pivotal. So if you want one, definitely go ahead and get it. The Allegiant 737 MAX also makes it up to 1-200. It's November 810 Mike Gulf, which is wonderful. Really cool to see the Allegiant aircraft getting done before it's even an active revenue service, so that's really helpful. Definitely will consider this one. I would love some sort of 1-200 Allegiant presence, whether it's Airbus or their upcoming 737 Maxes. So that's pretty cool. Gonna keep my eye out. May even check their company store. You never know if they get aircraft like this. So yeah, that's really cool to see, and definitely awesome to see Allegiant getting some representation here, as they don't very often. So that's really nice. How about a Braniff BAC 111? That's a real shock. This is Echo India Bravo Whiskey Papa. We did see the 727 previously in this livery, but really surprising, as I don't think they've done a Bach 111 in an extremely long time. I know there's some mixed opinions, especially from the older collectors, on regards to what they think about the Bach 11, which all of them obviously get to see what this aircraft was all about. So really cool to hear their stories and them passing it on. So yeah, it's quite an aircraft here, to say the least, and obviously quite a controversial subject with regards to engine sounds and other features that the aircraft exhibited. But what we can say, it's a pretty unique piece of aviation history regardless. So yeah, this is pretty interesting and eager to see how this one will perform. So a very unique release, and once again, this really goes back to the concept of playing for everybody, but these 1-200s are looking pretty popular. So let's continue with what we got. Here's a Buffalo Airways 737-300. Kind of seems like we're going Aero Classics mode all of a sudden. This is going to be Charlie Foxtrot Bravo Alpha Echo. So great to see this. I want to say Gemini did another Buffalo plane. Did they do an Electra maybe? Maybe that might have been Aero Classics, but somebody did a Buffalo previously, but great to see Gemini doing this one here. Obviously, real landscape there for the Canadian market there, and that's a cool aircraft, and the livery is pretty unique too. So a nice little twist there, a little throwback, but also some modern to it as well. So definitely another cool aircraft there, and I think that one's pretty good. So great to see that right there. It's great. We have an Emirates Boeing 777-200 LR Alpha 6 Echo Whiskey Alpha. A cool aircraft right here for sure, and this will be a great 1-400. They did this 4 or 5 years ago maybe, so this is going to be a popular offering. So great to see the Emirates 222 LR, and it's great to see that partnership continuing to go strong, and the more Emirates the better. So great to see that one, and again, I think it will be a popular one among those collectors. So a nice release right there. That's very strong. We have no political comments, please, but a Trump Vance coming up from 1-400, the 737-800, this November 917 X-Ray Alpha. So honestly, just from a general perspective, I think all the political aircraft liveries have looked fairly nice. I don't have any problems with any of them. So obviously no promotion for any political stance here from my perspective. So all I have to say about the aircraft is the livery looks pretty nice, and it's 737. And I think that's probably about all the more we need to say on any of the political aircraft. So there's been obviously all kinds of aircraft from both sides. I had 737s, CRJ200s, 757s, so quite a wide variety for sure on these aircraft. So it's been interesting to see all that, but regardless of the case, we have it, and the liveries I think on all of them look pretty solid. So for whatever you want to collect, there we go. We also surprisingly have a flaps and slats extended, which is not an aircraft I would have expected that on, but here it is. So the more revenue for them, the better. So it'll be interesting to see if they do the other political sides planes. We'll have to see if they do or not, but regardless of the case, we do have this one that they're doing right here. So that's what we got. And we have the United 737 MAX 9 coming to 1-200 this November 37555. So a very cool release with this aircraft. This one should look really nice. So once again, very thrilled that they finally did this aircraft, and it took a while for it to come up to 1-200, but it did eventually make it. So this is a really exciting release, and definitely a really Boeing and hot heavy release here in the 1-200 scale. So for all you 1-200 collectors, if you're trying to collect them all, it's going to be a really tough month, but I'm wishing all of you the best of luck on that project, because there's a bunch of really good ones. The Alaska, Allegiant, United, obviously so many different aircraft to collect here. So definitely super impressive right there for sure. We also have a Wright-Patterson Air Force Base C-17 Glowmaster 3. This is 000178. Very cool to see this Air Force Base getting yet another aircraft done here. So it's definitely a nice looking aircraft. Very cool. And the C-17 is a very capable plane. So great to see that 1-200 representation going strong. And this mold's been utilized very nicely. So very cool to see that one getting done right there. That's great. And even a WestJet Q400, very cool release, which obviously these will become even more present as the Saab 340s for WestJet are going back to Pacific Coastals. So cool to see this one on Charlie Foxtrot Oscar Echo November, that's right. So yeah, really cool to see this release. I think the timing was really good. It has the updated delivery as well. So it looks really nice, and excited to see that come to 1-400 soon, and that's great for all the collectors that are interested. So that is it for the GeminiJets October 2024 releases. This is exactly how you'd want to do it with regards to finding a plane for everyone. I think if you probably flip-flop you can make the argument that you could flop the Delta 330 for or even the Delta 900 and save that for an upcoming release with one more, maybe like an Asian narrow body. You would be in a little bit better, variety standpoint, but at the same time, Gemini's main market is the United States, so it makes sense. We are fortunate, though, to have the Emirates, Lufthansa, and Wider Road. That's very nice to see those three getting done. But yeah, as of for the 1-400s from, obviously most of our perspectives, I think the America West and Colors in Motion really sealed the deal, and the JetBlue as well. For this release, they're very impressive aircraft. I definitely want to get at least two of the three, if not all three, as definitely America West and the Delta Colors in Motion. I think it would be I can't really not finish the set. The JetBlue, I'm really torn on. It's a great plane, so definitely gonna have to consider it. Obviously, it's gonna have very good value long term, but not only the value, just how it looks, and it would look great at Great Plains and go with the other 190s they've done. So definitely plenty of incentive with that aircraft, so I'll have to keep my eye on it. And as for the others, it's a great set, great for opportunity to get Delta 330 if you don't have one. And the Emirates, Hawaiian, Lufthansa, and Redriveraviation are also really cool aircraft as well. Great to see the Hawaiian again. That's always a popular offering, so great to see those along with the others. So great in the 1-400, and any C5 you get's a great day. So once again, really big to see that. For our 1-200 releases, definitely a really nice variety of offerings. Some really popular Boeings like the Alaska, Allegiant, and United aircraft, all Maxes in that case. We also have some other cool cargo aircraft like Buffalo and Air Canada, so great to see that variety along with the military offering as well. And for anybody interested in, the political stance there, you also have that 737 too. So it'll be interesting to see if they do the other side for sure. So interesting to see if they'll balance that out or not, so that all people are pleased on that. But nevertheless, we do have one side of it, so we'll see if they do the other side. But that'll be interesting to keep our eye on. And also the WestJet, very quality release for our Canadian collectors. So Canada definitely getting a nice day here in the 1-200 scale, and the Q400 will definitely come back to 1-400 as well. So yeah, overall, I think it's a really solid release. I definitely think that's worthy of probably, it's definitely real close to an A-. I think you have to probably give it an A-, considering that, some collectors are trying to save this month, which there is opportunity to save if you want to, but it's pretty tough. I think the most popular three will be the America West, the Delta 900, and the JetBlue 190. So overall, really great aircraft. I think JetBlue still has at least a year or so with the 190, although they're going quick. So definitely a really great release, and I think there's some awesome variety to be had here, and definitely a bunch of positive momentum moving into the holiday season. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know which ones you're interested in getting. I'll be eager to hear. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.